Welcome. Let's grab a little small Pilates ball or a block would do, or a rolled up hand towel, something that you can have a little bit of squish to and that you can push into and find a little resistance with. So we'll grab that. Go ahead and have a seat and come on over to your side. Facing one end of your mat, we'll take the ball right between the thighs. So as always, feel free to find your own comfort level. So if you feel like you need cushion under your tail or anything else, always feel free to take that. But for now, we'll just place that ball right between the inner thighs. Bring the feet in parallel, even with your knees, and squeeze that ball. Sitting up tall, inhale. Exhale, just start to scoop, pull through the belly, and just a gentle rounding back. Inhale, it's like a little seated cat-cow. Lifting, exhale, slowly, gently pulling back, but squeeze the ball. Inhale, lifting. Exhale. So I want you to really focus here on your breath. Take a big, deep breath in. Exhale, engage, squeezing inner thighs, drawing energy all the way up through the center of the body. Inhale, and then exhale. Now we're going to start to roll a little further back. So sitting up tall, you may need to scoot your sit bones up a little. So we'll sit up tall, hands behind the thighs or reaching forward. And exhale, roll back as far as you can, maintaining control. Try to float. Inhale, exhale, and bring it back up. Okay, inhale, coming back. Exhale, squeeze, pull it up. So I want you to try, imagine here that you're trying to pull in a little more rather than pushing out. Exhale. Be mindful that you're not tucking your chin too deeply or keeping your ears in line with the shoulders. Just space here between chin and chest, and bring it back up. 2 more times. Inhale. Gently pull back, squeeze. Exhale, come up. And last one, relax those shoulders down. Inhale. And exhale. This time rolling the rest of the way back. So rolling all the way back onto the mat. Bring the feet in just a bit. Arms by your side, starting with just a few bridge lifts. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. So make sure you're nice and steady and controlled here. Connecting ribs and hips, lifting like a unit. Lift up. Exhale, lowering everything down to the mat. Squeezing that ball still. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, down. Taking 3 more like this. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. 2. Find the girdle muscles here on that exhale. So really find the deeper contraction, like you're pulling ribs closer together, hips and ribs pulling closer together as well. And then release all the way at the bottom for just a moment. We'll remove the ball, or whatever you have here. We'll let the knees sway side to side. So if you don't have a ball, use a kind of a thick rolled up hand towel, or just fold up a blanket or find a yoga block, something that you can use here. We're going to take the item, lift up the hips, place underneath the sacrum. So you're in that flat spot, not in your curve of your low back, but just below that and above your glutes. So right there at the sacrum, just kind of shift your hips a little side to side, feel a nice little massage. The ball should not be so bouncy that you are falling off of it. So see how nice and squishy this is. Okay, so start to lift one leg at a time, and you're gonna have to find your balance here. So it should be squishy enough that you can lift your legs, but also enough, inflated enough, or even if you're on a towel, a little bit wobbly, so that you have to really focus on contracting in order to stay steady and stable. So knees are just parallel, okay, and the shins are parallel to the ceiling. Dropping one toe at a time. So drop one leg, tap down, bring it up. Okay, switching sides, inhale. Now I'm trying to keep everything else super steady. Arms are out to the side for some balance. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. So on the way down, I'm trying not to move those hips. Everything is steady. Exhale, up. Okay, good. Inhale. Exhale. Relax your shoulders back toward the mat. Make sure that space around your neck is not tensing up. So you could even flip your palms up to help the shoulders pull back a little more. Last 4 coming up right here. So we take it down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take just a moment here. You can draw your knees in a little closer just for a little break, or you can set your feet on the floor, whatever makes the most sense to you. We're coming back to that center space where we started. Now taking one leg long down the mat. So take your right leg, reach it down the mat. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in. Switch sides. Inhale, reach. Exhale, in. Inhale. So we want to keep those floating ribs of the lower part of your rib cage pulled down and the rib or the hips nice and level. So without letting them rock, everything else is staying nice and steady. Inhale, reach. Exhale, in. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now again, you can take just a little break by either placing the feet on the floor or just pull your knees in towards your chest. You can even do that little wiggle again with your hips just to loosen things up. So then we're going to take both legs, okay, so bring it back up. Starting with bent knees. We're going to lower both the legs down and then back up. Just point those toes, tap the toes to the floor. Make sure that you're not overarching or flaring through the ribs. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, up. Inhale, you could do the whole thing flat on the mat as well. If for some reason this is not working out for you, you can always place your hips flat on the mat, do all this work, still getting the same work, just slightly different because we're on the ball. We're having to stabilize in a way that's just a little bit different, having to work against that wobble. So we've got 3, 2, and 1. Now back to center again. You again take a break. You can always drop your feet or pull your knees in. Ready for double legs. Now here, if for any reason you need to take it to one leg at a time, that's okay. Or just go back to the bent knee variation. So we're gonna kind of pull the knees in a little more without dropping into that low back. Just gently draw the knees in, slightly past your hip line. Now reach it out, whatever level you can reach. And bring it back in. So maybe it's a little more toward the sky. Maybe toward the wall in front of you. Inhale. Exhale back in. Good. Inhale, take it out. Exhale in. Relax your shoulders. Maintain that stability from ribs to hips in the front body. Last 3, 2, and last 1. All right, very nice. Set the feet down for just a moment. Again, wiggle your hips a little side to side. Kind of exaggerate that wiggle. Just loosening things up. We're moving on to the next move here. Still staying lifted unless you want to take your hips all the way down. That's your choice. Okay, floating back up. Now we're going to take them out again. Now open them up like a V, back to center, and pull back in. Okay. So inhale, open. Maybe it's quite high. You could take it up much higher than that. Bring it in, and back to center. Out, open, in, and center. Out, open, zip it up, and center. Making sure there's not a lot of wobble there in the rib cage. Everything's staying steady, especially when the knees pull back in. We're trying not to collapse onto the mat with our back. Last 3. Got it 2. Focusing. And 1, you've got it. Back in and rest. Go ahead, take those feet down, lift up very carefully, remove the ball, slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Let's start with a full body stretch here. So just reaching out, letting the spine adapt, and drawing knees so one at a time into the chest, and then both knees pull into the chest. Give it a little rock here, side to side. All right, very nice work. Take that ball again. We're going to place it again between the inner thighs, just slightly higher than the knees, closer to the inner thigh space. Give it a little squeeze. Walk those feet down the mat, reaching the arms up. Deep breath in, exhale, start to rise up, pause. Take a breath at the top. See if you can lift a little higher, squeeze the ball, exhale, lower down. Now if you're straining for your neck, you may be pushing your chin forward instead of trying to lift the shoulders a little higher. Okay, it's just something the body does. So I want you to be mindful of that. Come up, take a breath, try to lift a little higher, and then slowly lower down. So you're still squeezing that ball. If you find that you need support behind your head, take one or both hands behind the head here, and then lift again and lower down. I want you to squeeze the ball. Okay, 4 more this way. So inhale, exhale, lift. Take a breath. Exhale, lower down. 3, 2 rounds of breath for each move. Exhale out, inhale, and lower down. See if you can try to pull the belly in more than pushing it out. Hold, inhale, exhale. 1 more here. Squeeze that ball. Take a breath. And then lower back down. Very good. Reaching the arms overhead this time. We'll inhale, start to sweep the arms, squeeze the ball, lift up, hold. Now see if you can roll the rest of the way up or just back to where we were. So inhale, lift, and then exhale, lower down. Same movement, we just might add a little bigger movement in between. Inhale, so moving into more of a roll up. Exhale, reach, inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll back down. Without momentum, just sweeping, keeping rib cage drawn in, slowly reach up, inhale, exhale, bring it back down, squeezing that ball. 3 more, so that's 2 rounds of breath, each move still. Inhale, reach, exhale, lift, inhale, continue, exhale. Nice and slow, focusing here. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale at the top. Exhale, bring it down. It's nothing magical about getting up, because if you're pushing yourself up with your arms, you're not working your core. There is nothing magical. No unicorns will fly up spontaneously and no burst of rainbows are going to happen. You just have to work where you are and continue to try to strengthen deeper inside. Okay, so don't worry about how high you get. Release here. Go ahead and rest for just a moment. Bring that ball over, just rest it to the side. We'll bring both knees into the chest, rock it around again. All right, take the ball one more time. Well, for now, we'll place it again between the inner thighs. This time I want you to walk your feet out. We're going to get a little bit more into the hamstrings right there. So it's a slightly different bridge, more of a hamstring bridge. You want those arms down by your sides. Relax back. Pull the ribs in. Your feet are all the way down your mat, and then I just want you to back them up a little by bending the knees slightly and pulling your heels towards you. So you're just balancing on your heels, feet are flexed. Now push down into your heels, scoop your tails, squeeze that ball, and start to float your hips up. It might just be an inch or so. Hold it here. Deep breath, squeeze the ball, floating those hips off the mat, and lower it back down. We're gonna try that again. Keep those feet hard flexed, pull your toes back towards your head, inhale, scoop the tail, lift up, blow it out, lower back down. So we're gonna move with every breath. Inhale, exhale, lift up, inhale, lower down, digging into those heels. Feel like you're pulling them back towards your glutes. Pull up, exhale out, lower down. 2 more little hamstring bridge lifts. Lift up. Might find some shaking, it's okay. Bring it down. And last one, lift up and lower it down. Very nice. Set that ball just right to the side again. Pull those knees in and just separate the knees side to side. You could even draw little circles if you like you're just making little butterfly circles with your knees, and in the opposite direction. So shooting the legs up toward the sky. Give them a little pat on the back there for doing such a good job on those hamstrings. All right, so right foot will stay up. We start to lower the left leg slowly down to the floor. So not quite all the way, just hover it here, okay? So we've got almost a right angle there with the legs as much as you can. Knees may be bent. Now bring it up and switch. So right leg starts to slowly float toward the floor, hovering. Push out through both feet, very active. And bring it back up. Inhale, lowering left leg down. You're still got that engagement in the front body. Keep those hips nice and steady. Bring it up, exhale. Inhale, lowers the leg down slowly. We're switching every time. Exhale. Good. Inhale, second side, lower down. And bring it up. Deep breath in. Lowering. Exhale, bring it up. And then last one. Inhale down. Exhale, bring it up. All right, very good. Here we go. We're going to bend those knees. Just give them a break again. Take whatever movement feels good. We're taking a ball. We're going to add a little lift here. So taking the legs back up, feet flexed. Knees can be softly bent. Whatever works best for you. Now starting to lower your right leg down the mat. Lift the shoulders and reach over to your left side. So come back up. Switching sides, left leg lowers, lift up, reach to the right. So you're reaching toward that straight leg side. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach up and over, balancing without wiggling over to that side. So as you're reaching to the right, try not to roll all of your weight to the right. Balance, bring it back. Exhale, reach. Inhale. Exhale. 4 more. Doing good. 3, 2, and last one. Back up and release it. All right, one more move while we're here. Okay, let's take those legs back up before we flip over. This will be our last move while we're on our back. So you're going to take the legs long, arms overhead, bend the knees if needed. Okay, reach out, little hollow hold. Come up. We're going to lift up and take that ball between the ankles. It's going to be a little wobbly. So whatever you have there, just place that between the ankles and then bring it back down. If that lever is a little long, go ahead and bend the knees. Do a double knee down, back up, and then you can place it between your knees. Lower down and lift. Okay, inhale, reach, exhale, swap, lift up, little ball pass, take it down, inhale, exhale, up, 4 more, 3, 2, and give me last one right here, and up, and release it. Awesome work. Okay, so you're gonna roll over. So just roll over whichever direction feels right for you. It doesn't matter which way you wanna face, just onto your belly somewhere. We're gonna take the ball, block or towel, whatever, it could be a pillow, whatever you're holding. You're gonna reach that out in front. I'm gonna keep the legs fairly wide. So let's get those feet out about the corners of your mat, pushing your pubic bone down into the mat. Feet are anchored all the way from your big toes up that inner leg line. So like you're moving a line of energy from your inner thigh down to your big toe. And then spread the toes wide. So you want to keep this action here. Let's start with a soft bend of your elbow. We don't need to straighten it all the way out. So a little soft bend. We're holding the ball here. Okay, neck is long. Your gaze is toward the floor. Just try to lift upper body only and lift that ball and lower down. Inhale, lift, keeping your pubic bone pushed down, feet heavy, and bring it down. And so we're not overarching in the back. Inhale, lift, exhale down. 2 more, focus, inhale. There should not be an overarch in that low to mid back space. Okay, 1 more. And bring it down. Just rest for a moment. Let your hands rest, head rest, and bend the knees, sway the feet. We're going to add on to that one just a little bit. Okay, so a little ball pass behind the back. So we're going to keep those feet wide. Try to push down all the way from your big toe to little toe, cross the top of your foot, push the pubic bone toward the mat. Now, just a slight lift up, pause. Take your right hand, sweep it back. See if you can find that ball. Bring it around and drop back down. Okay, so don't look at the ball. That's going to bring your chin up and crank your neck. You know it's there. Don't worry about it. Just lift up. Reach back with your left hand. Find the ball. Bring it over. Drop back down. Swap it. Again, lift up. Right hand goes back. Find the ball. Reach and lower down. Inhale, lift. Left side to right, bring it up, lower down, 2 more, up, right hand goes back, bring it around, lower down, and up, left hand goes back, bring it up, and lower down. All right, very good. Shake it out for a second. Well, let's continue here with a little more spinal extension. I want you to bring that ball back to the front for just a moment. Position your legs still so that they're wide. You're going to bring the ball back behind you. So it doesn't matter if your arms are completely straight. So if they're bent, that's fine. Okay, so if you need to take something bigger, take a block. So if you happen to have something that's a little bigger or longer, or maybe even a pillow or even a scarf, something that you can hold on to behind you would be fine. All right, so we're going to inhale. Rock those shoulders back first. So notice the shoulders are not diving forward, pulling them back a bit. Inhale, lift up, reach back. Bring it down. So if that means you need to release the ball and just reach with your hands, that's fine. Okay, pull back, lift, reach back. Those feet are nice and wide. Let's see if we can also lift the legs here. So lifting up, lift the chest, not your head. Head will just come along for the ride and lift those legs. Bring it down. Deep breath, chin down, lift up, reach, float, bring it down. Let's try just 3 more. Rock those shoulders back, chin is down. Inhale, reach, back down, 2. Deep breath, exhale. And 1 more, you've got it. Make sure the neck is loose here. Lift and lower. Set the ball in front of you. Just leave it there. Hands under the shoulders. We start to lift up. Slowly walk those knees in. Sway your hips side to side. Deep breath. Drop the hips into the other side. Let's take the knees wide, finding child's pose. Just reach the hands forward. Taking the last couple of breaths here. And back to center. All right, we'll take one more just super fun option. Okay, while we're here today, so let's flip it over one more time. Rolling back. You still have the item you've been using, ball, block, towel, whatever it is. All right, so straighten the left leg, right foot on the floor. Inhale. Exhale, start to rise up. Lift that left leg up and reach. And bring it all back down. Now your finale, your big final option is to float that leg up, halfway lift, or lift fully into a little half teaser here. Inhale, exhale, lift, partial or rest of the way up. It's completely up to you what level you're at today. You're still getting the benefit as long as you're working within the range of motion that is appropriate for you. Try not to rock yourself up there though. This is about control. Exhale, lift slowly, reach, lift that leg. It's more about lifting the leg and reaching than it is getting all the way up to seated. Okay, inhale. Exhale, rotate the toes and the knees out just a little bit. Get that long line through the inner thigh. 2 more. Lift, bring it down, and 1. Switching sides, roll back. The foot needs to be pretty far away from your glute here, so left foot on the floor. Inhale, first variation, we lift and reach. Bring it back down, so I want you to bring that leg up as high as you can. Rotate the knee and toe out. Try to float the shoulders up, pull belly down. Okay, try that again. Lifting and maybe rolling up all the way or part way, but I want that leg up high. So when you lift up, if you come up all the way and it drops your leg, or if you have to push yourself up, we're not using the muscles that we're intending to use there. So come back down, bring it down a notch. Okay, last 4. Good. Slow, controlled, without momentum. 3. Good. 2, really smooth. Lift, rotate that knee out. Take some of that hip flexor out. Okay. And 1. And rest. All right, very good. Nicely done. Let's bring those feet back to the mat. Lift the hips. Slide that ball back underneath. Just rest it there. Now, next, we're just going to stretch. So take those legs down the mat. See how that feels. Make sure this is not right up in your low back. It's on that flat spot or the sacrum, so that you're just resting there. You can kind of wobble a little again, side to side. Stretch out the front of the body. You can take your arms overhead, reaching. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath. Just move around a little bit. And then just rolling yourself off to one side. Bend the knees, rolling off of that ball. Coming all the way up. Let's have a seat. Awesome work. All right, so sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Let's take the right arm, reach it over, get long through that sideways, drop the hip. And then back up to the other side. Moving into seated twist, bring hand behind, twist it around, staying stacked with your spine. And then back around to center. Back to center all the way. Sweep the arms up. Give yourself a bow for showing up today, for doing something good for you, and for making it through this practice today.